Hello everyone. In this video, I will be giving you a detailed description of how to add questions into your question paper. Now, before I actually go into the uh, activities that you need to do for adding questions, I will divide this whole video because it's a little bit long into three sections. Now, section one is basically where adding questions to the portal. Section 2 is settings for the question paper, and 3 is adding questions to the question paper. So if you look carefully here, what I'm telling you is first you will be just adding questions to the portal. By this I mean you will be adding questions into the appropriate subjects. I have created those subject categories already. You will be just adding it to them. Second part is where you need to create the question paper with the right settings. This is to say what time the exam starts, what time the exam ends, etc. etc. Which again can be edited later. You can give whatever you want now, it can be changed later. Finally, once the question paper is ready, what you will do is the questions that you have added into the portal in this step, you will just add it to the question paper that you have created in this step. And then that's it. Your question paper is ready for publication. So it'll be very clear once I explain to you the process in detail using the portal itself. So here, as you can see the login portal, you can just type in your email address and password. As you can see, I've already typed in mine. Just click on sign in. It'll take you to this home page, or what I have named as the dashboard here. Now what you need to do first is go to questions and go to add new question. Now here they'll just ask you three simple options. First is what type of question is it. So unless you are planning to give a multiple choice question, you will select long answer essay type. I think most of you will be giving these as their option. If you do have any simple multiple choice question, yes, you can always go for that. I will create a separate video for this for that. But in this case, I am just going to be describing essay type since that is what most of your questions will be. Then you can select dual language in Hindi and English, but as of now that is a little bit tricky because typing in Hindi won't be an easy task on the keyboard, so you just select only English and just give next. Here, this is the important page. They'll ask you for category and subcategory here. Now category, as you can see, there is class 7 and 8 because this is the portal for class 7 and 8. Those students those teachers who are from class 6, if you just go to if you just log in, you will only receive class 6 as the option. So I will give you the appropriate login links. Now let's say you click on this, let's say I'm going to create a question for class 7. Now it will ask you for subcategory. Now that's the list of your questions, your subjects here. So let's say I'm going to create one question for class 7 in let's say social studies. Now there's something called as a difficulty level, which if you want you can fill it up. It doesn't really matter, give it as whatever you want. Below this is the actual question that you need to type up. So let me just, for example, just type up the question: in which district or in which state is Kasaragod district located in? So this is the question. Since it's a long essay type answer that I've selected in the previous page, it will not ask me to give four choices. It's just what is the question. Main thing here is selecting the right class and the right subcategory, that is your subject. So category is the class, subcategory is the subject. So you've done that, you hit and then you write the question and then you hit submit. Now for example, for those who have who are teaching Kannada or Hindi or Sanskrit, typing in this is going to be a little bit of a task. If you know how to use the keyboard and type it up well and good, If not, there is an easier choice, that is to click on this icon, where if you put your mouse pointer over it, it will just show you as image. Click on that and it will ask you to upload the image. Now what you will do here is you will write your questions clearly and legibly in a sheet of paper, take a photo of it, and then go to this and give browse. So it will give you the it will take you to your root directory where you can select that image. And then once you select that and give open, that will be what will be visible to the students as a question instead of this text. This is again, and in the case of most of your social studies in English and all of them, it will not matter. Maybe for math teachers, again, if you have to write something like a lot of equations or something, you can again do this. Just write it very clearly and legibly in a preferably in a blank white sheet of paper, unruled. Write it very clearly, take a photo of it on your phone, and then if you click on this and if you go to the upload option, you can just select it using browse, and instead of the questions, this will be shown here. The image will be shown there, which the students will see. Now in this case, since I've just typed up the question, I'll just give, after that you just anyway click submit. Now that question has been added successfully. Now what you will do is you will continuously do this. Let's say you have 10 questions in your question paper. So what you would do is one by one, you will again go to essay type, next. You will do the exact same thing again, type up the question and submit. That is one question done, two questions done, three questions done, four questions done. Do as many questions as you want. Now once all your questions are typed up, it is there as question in that category and subcategory. Now you will go on to creating the paper. So as I have told you in this section, what I've just shown you is this step 1, that is done. Now step 2 and step 3 is left. Step 3 is very easy. Step 2 is not that easy. It's a little bit tricky. Ignore all of these test 1, test 1, and all of this. This is, I've just done this to test out if it is actually working. It's just software testing. Now in this case, after your question is done, go to papers and add new paper. This will open up, and this you again select the paper type. Again, it is not the basic paper instant automatic result, because it is only applicable for multiple choice questions, where you will tell the system what is the right answer and they will just directly do it for them, do the marking from whatever the students is given. In this case, it's long answer and subjective, because not all the students will be giving the exact same answer, so you give it as subjective paper. Give the paper a name. So in this case, let it be class 7 social studies. Simple. Now if you do have some special instructions for the students, that is it could be as much as please submit the paper within the time limit, or please do not take the help of others to write your answer, or it could be anything, or you can just give them instruction that this paper has so and so many questions. If there are choices, you can write that and whatever you want. In fact, you can also say, because in case it's again Hindi, English, Kannada or something, they will, I mean not English, if anything else, they will again not be able to type up the answer here. So because of that reason, they can again upload an image. Here as well, when they can upload the image, it's the same process as what you've done earlier for the question. Write the answer clearly and legibly in an unruled white sheet of paper, take the photo, and I will show you where that comes in. It's a whole different video of how the students can answer, and that video is for teachers and students as well. You need to send it to them so that they also know the process. Now let's say the paper instructions here as well is in Kannada, or it's in Sanskrit, or in Hindi. There's an option. So this is the logo. You remember this logo is for images. You'll use this for uploading images anyway. So if that is also in a different language, again the same process. Go to browse, select that, and it will be uploaded here as paper instructions. Now this part is the little bit tricky part. Now let's say you need to tell the system what is the maximum marks that is there per question. Hope you understand that. That will be, let's say in this case 25, and I will, okay, let's say pass marks is 10. Now this is from, again, removed from the default group. This is for 7A and 7B. There's no negative marks in this. And let's say the exam is 2 hours long, which is 120 minutes. Max tab switch allowed is something like this, where you can just keep changing the page. So if you keep it at 3 and the students do that 4 times, then they will get locked out of the question. If you want, you can keep it low, but then you need to be able to tell the students clearly, please do not change pages when you're writing the answer, otherwise they'll get locked out. But I would suggest, not I would suggest, but if that is not the case and you think they might simply get locked out, just keep it very high, like 1500 or something like that. Then there's a paper start time and a paper end time. This again has to be, the difference between paper start time and end time has to be more than 120 minutes. And I suggest you give, if it's a 2-hour paper, give them 120% more time, which means 125 minutes to 30 minutes more time between these two. So they can only write the paper for 120 minutes for 2 hours, which means if the question paper is between start time and end time is from 3 to 6, that gives them 3 hours, but they cannot do it for 3 hours. Once they log in and start writing the answer, after 120 minutes the page will close. They cannot write answers anymore. But they have a small 1 hour leeway where they can start the question if they start half an hour late or early or something like that. There's some issues with the system or something like that. Here most of it need not be changed, but I will anyway explain it to you so that you understand what the settings are. Here just keep it at manual itself. Then let the students see the correct answers. There's no problem because you are not uploading the correct answers here anyway. You will be later marking the paper and uploading. Then automatically notify, let it be there. Question sequence randomly, if it's only that you want the students to get the questions in different order, which I would suggest keep it as no. So that is one thing you need to change no. Option sequence randomly, it does not matter because you are not giving multiple choice questions here. Proctored enable. Now this is again a monitoring artificial intelligence system where the system will monitor the students, and it's a little bit complicated. So I have decided for this time, for the midterms, we will not do it because it will be a lot for the teachers and for the students to understand in one go. So let us get this comfortable this time, so that for the next exam we will introduce 1 or 2 of these simpler features, so that it's easier for you and for the students to understand. Now show paper result to candidates, obviously keep it as yes. Just make sure proctored exam enable is at no and is only for current. Now you can, again, it's a custom exe, so you don't need to do that. Keep it at no. It's one more feature to avoid the students from cheating. Keep it at no. One more main thing you need to change here is keep this at yes. A file upload allow means this option for students. So if it's for sure, if it's a Kannada, Sanskrit or Hindi, it has to be yes, because the students will have to write the answer in a sheet of paper, take a photo and upload. And this has to be, this can only be done if you have given a yes here. 2-3 settings only that you need to change here. Make sure that this is set to yes. Make sure that the question sequence randomly is gone to no. And I think that is it. And make sure the proctoring is at no. It will be at no, just make sure it is there. Once this is done, you can again change it. This is just a preliminary step. You go here and again you will get the same page again. Again, if you want, you can change settings here. You can change paper instructions. You can say the start, end, minimum pass percentage, correct score marks, everything here. Now again, this is, if you have set it up properly in the previous one, nothing will need to be changed here. It will be proper. Just make sure that the classes are selected properly for which this question paper is being set. Now as of here, your question paper is ready, which means settings for question paper is done. So step 2 is done. Now the step 3 is the easiest part, where if you see here at the end of this, you get this add questions into paper option. Click on that and you will get a list of all the questions that you have added earlier. So in this case, if you can see, there are 3 here. Now let's say you have added 10 and some other teacher has added 10 questions in English, somebody else has added 10 questions in Hindi, somebody else. So you will have, so as far as I can see, there are 9 subjects, which means There'll be on an average, let's say if each of them 10 questions, it will be 90 questions then. So how do you actually scroll through them and find out? That is why I've asked you to add the category and subcategory when you are adding the question. So go to the category, in this case class 7, subcategory in this case is social studies, and just click on filter questions. It will just show you the ones that is there in class 7 social studies, that if you have added it correctly. Then all you need to do is click on add. So if you have 10 questions, add one after the other. Now this is added. If there's one more, click on add again, done. Next. There's no more. Go back to the paper and you can see that this question is added. If you have 10, you have all 10 there. Let's say you've made a mistake and you want to remove a paper, just click on this X mark. It'll just remove the paper. And then click on submit, which will mean that the paper details are updated in the system. Now if you want to go see it, you go to papers and all papers. Now if you notice here, class 7 social studies is here. Start date, again I have not set all of this, it's there. Questions, since there's only one that I've added, it's one. Duration, man-led, everything is there. Now the main thing here is the status. It is a deactivate. And make sure that you activate it maybe one or 2 hours before the exam. To do that is to click on this. That is, click here to active. So if the arrow mark thing is there, it means that it is inactive, and if this is there, it means that it's active. You can just see here in the status. Now this means that the question paper is published. Students can go and see it. Even though they can't answer it, they can maybe see the question. So I would suggest always make sure it will be automatically in default unless you publish it. Make sure it is in deactive, and then the problem is solved. Now if you can see, these are the 3 steps. Now let me just give you an overall simple recap. So after you log in, first you go to questions, go to add new question, and using this you will select your essay type, next, and you will select the category, subcategory and the question and give it a submit. Now this, you will do this for all the questions that you have in your question paper. Once that is done, you'll go to paper, add new paper, and you will fill up all of these details carefully. Then go to the next step where you will get the option to add questions. Once that is done, you will go to paper, all new papers, and you will make sure that it is here. You just click on this to activate it just before the exam to make sure it's published. Now if you see, I've already done a few just one video for you before this, that is login and registration. Now what I've done is the question paper creation. The next one, the video that I'll be doing is how to answer the question paper, which is predominantly for the students, but the teachers need to know this as well. This actually, the next video will describe how the students will do this question paper once you publish this. Now for this, I need you to create a small sample test in which again add some random questions, and then I will create this video so that the students also will get a chance to try out this question paper once. Similarly, you also will get a chance to create it. So in case you are doing some mistakes, I can correct you immediately. After this is done, I will give you a one more video in which how to mark the answers. So the answers given by the students in this step, how do you as students go and mark it? Finally, after that, there is a lot of miscellaneous stuff, which is like how to generate the report, how to look at individual marks, how to edit those things, how to all those smaller things, which is not the biggest headache. And of all of these steps, the most trickiest is this video, that is creating the question paper, because it has got the technical settings behind it which you will need to be careful about, be wary about. Answering for the students is going to be very easy, because once they log in, if you have published the answer properly, it is very easy. Marking is again very easy for the teachers, because it's just look at the answers and just give the marks on the side. Now, if you see that the students have again uploaded the answer in the case where they have taken photos and language kind of subjects, it becomes a little bit tricky because you have to download the image, see the answer, and then mark. But for everybody else, you can just you see what they have written there and just mark. It's just one more extra step for the languages. And this is just necessary because it makes your life easier when you have to create your progress report or something. So I hope this step is clear. Please, this video is uploaded. I've created it as a video. I'm creating all these videos for the simple reason that you can go through that multiple times and you can see that the solution to all of this is simple there. I urge all of you to try it a few times, and again with you I am also learning about the system carefully, which means there will be problems, there will be bugs, there will be errors. Please don't hesitate to bring that to my notice so that we can learn about the system together better and well. And please do try it out, and that is the best way to test out the system, right? And good luck, and please don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you have any doubts.